This video is titled No Rules Street Photography. So what are the rules? Well, you got rules about symmetry and order. Naturally, you have the rule of thirds. And when they teach rule of thirds, the guy will put a tree in the middle of the frame. Let you look at that. And then he'll put a tree on one of the sides. And he'll say, which one looks better? And you go, yeah, it does look better well off to the side. So he'll have maybe, 20-minute discussion on rule of thirds, and then at the very end he'll say, oh, and by the way, you can break the rule of thirds. Then there's another one, the golden ratio, 1.618. That one's a little harder to grasp. It's a ratio of, like your arm and your hand, or things in nature, and they show all kinds of different natural combinations in the ratio and all that. And apparently, if you're able to get that right, you have a really good composition. That one fails me, I will admit that. Then another part of composition, you got perspective and leading lines and contrast. You have all those things. A lot of these rules seem to work very, very well with landscape, portraits. There's a lot of different types of photography in which the rules do make things better. And in some cases it works for street photography. For example, let's suppose that you decided you wanted to go out and you had a theme. You wanted to do contrast as your composition. So maybe you went to a Victoria's Secret store, and in the window, full-size photograph of a young lady, pretty face, great-looking hair, outstanding body, which was obviously photoshopped because there's not too many walking around like that. So there's that's in the big window, and you put that on maybe the left side on one of the thirds, and the door of the Victoria's Secrets you have on the other third, and you're just waiting for someone to come along, and it doesn't take long till someone does, because practically no woman looks like that. They just don't, and so you sort of feel sorry for the teenagers who see these women and say, I'm going to look like that, and they'll never look like that. But in any event, so you take a picture. I happened to be at a mall and I did that, and along came a young lady that well, she was a little overweight, and I didn't want to take her face because that would to me be inappropriate. So I waited till she turned and walked in toward the store, so I got a picture of her back. So I got the picture of the model in the window and the contrast of the girl going into the store. Then there's another case which I didn't do, but it's a thought. If you're going to do these things, you plan them out. You could go to a Brooks Brothers store, where in the window there's a young man dressed immaculately in a wonderful looking suit, tailor-made, and you put him on one side, and then you have the door on the other side, or just the front of the building on the other side, and you wait. You're patient, you wait, and pretty soon along comes a guy, and he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. So you take that picture and you do get the contrast that you want. Now in street photography, other kinds of that's one kind of street photography. There's a whole, just like any other thing in photography, there's many aspects to it. There's one kind of street photography where I think the rules don't apply, and that's when you're in like Times Square in Manhattan, or let's say you're at a festival or a fair with just hundreds of people milling around. Okay, so I'm thinking, let's say you're in Times Square and people are coming at you, and it's a great, the target of opportunity is there every couple of seconds. So off in the distance you see a very large a very large man, like a weightlifter type guy, you know, the guy with no neck, you know, super muscles, huge guy. And he's got a little chain, and on the little chain there's a little chihuahua. Well, you got to take that picture. So he's coming toward you, and when he gets to the right place, you push the button and you got your shot. But in Manhattan, everything's moving so fast. By the time you figured out the golden ratio, well, I think I'll get the 1.618, I'll get the guy and his little dog and the curlicue at the bottom. By the time you figure that out, he's half a block away. Rule of thirds. You can't isolate somebody in Manhattan. There's people on the left, there's people on the right. So basically you get the shot that you want, and then you get home and you figure out, okay, I still can move him by cropping. You can move him to the left or the right and get what you want, and you know, and just eliminate the people that you don't want and keep the people that you do want. So the rules are gone. You know, the rules are gone when you're in this kind of a situation. So that's all I wanted to say. You don't always have to follow these rules. You don't have to follow the videos where the guy says, well, if you don't follow the rules, you know, several people in the shot at one time, or rule of third. If you don't do that, you're going to get crummy results, and I say that's not true in certain situations. So that was the name of this video, and I just wanted to pass that along. And if you want to see some of the shots I've taken in street photography, you can go to travelwp.com, travelwp.com, and you can just check that out. And if you see some of the photographs and you say, you know, gee, that third one down, I don't like it for this reason, send that to me. You know, it'll help me. Every time you get a comment, a good comment from someone that doesn't know you, so there's no, you know, they're not blowing smoke. you get an honest appraisal. These are good things. So the whole point of street photography, when I go out, and I recommend that for others, you got to be in a good frame of mind. You can't have any problems stirring around up here. You got to have a day when nothing's bothering you, and you look out and say, wow, you know, it's a great day. I think I'll head to New York today. And you have clear your mind, you have a positive attitude, and you're just going to have fun when you do that. Well, thank you very much for watching.